Hi friends, good evening. Can you hear me now? Can you please comment? Okay, thank you. So today we are going to discuss just previous year questions that are asked from electrodynamics, right? So the entire just questions from the paper electrodynamics we will complete in 5 or 6 parts, right? So we are focusing on part 1 today, right? So let us start with the first question. Two dielectric spheres of radius capital R are separated by a distance A such that A is very greater than R. One of the sphere, that is sphere 1, has a charge Q and other is neutral. If the linear dimensions of the systems are scaled up by a factor 2, by what factor should be the charge on the sphere 1 be changed so that the force between the two spheres remains unchanged, right? So this is a direct question, right? So suppose you have a charge Q on the first sphere and which is at a large distance compared to the radius by an identical sphere, but it is neutral and this is charged with Q. So obviously we know there is a charge produced on it by induction. Suppose I can say that is Q dash, and the separation we can take as A. So we are not considering the radius of these two spheres because this A is very large compared to R, that is given in the question. Now if you increase this A, that means scaled up by a factor 2, that means now the force between these two is Q dash by R square, right? That is A square, right? Now suppose you are increasing the distance by A, the new force will be K into Q dash divided by 2A the whole square. Now if these two forces are again equal, what should be the value of Q dash, right? Now the value of Q dash will be, that is the question, right? So that is F is equal to F dash means, that means Q dash by A square is equal to Q dash by 4A square. So we can cancel out this whole, right? So let me write this Q dash is equal to, now what is the new force? This will be equal only when Q dash is equal to, the new Q dash is, I can say that is Q double dash or something. So that should be equal to 4 times, right? Then only this 4 and 4 cancel and this part will be equal. So suppose the new charge will be changes as Q double dash when these forces are equal. So this term and this A square cancel. So Q double dash become 4 times Q dash, right? So that means that will be this new charge on the sphere will be changes to 4 times, right? All right. So that is the first question. Now the second question is, a circular loop of radius r carries a uniform line charge density lambda and the electric field calculated at a distance z directly above the center of the loop is maximum if z is equal to, right? So if you have a circular loop carrying a charge density lambda, right, and the electric field you are going to calculate along the z axis, that is suppose you are calculating at a distance z, right? That should be equal, this electric field should be maximum at this point when z is equal to, by what distance? When the z is equal to what value for z, this electric field at this point should be maximum, right? So that is given by, that is the electric field is given by, so that we have already studied along the z axis the electric field is equal to lambda r z divided by 2 epsilon 0 into r square plus z square whole raised to 3 by 2. This equation we have already derived, right? It is along the z cap direction. Alright. So this electric field should be maximum only when this dE by dz is equal to 0. Right. So we can differentiate this. Differential means that means differential of d by dz of this lambda r to epsilon 0 all constant. So z r square plus z square whole raised to 3 by 2. This should be 0 when this electric field is maximum, right? So let me differentiate this. So when you differentiate this, so with respect to z, so that is r square plus z square whole cube, right? Denominator square, and denominator into r square plus z square whole raised to 3 by 2 into derivative of denominator, right? Numerator, that is with respect to z1 minus, now numerator into derivative of denominator, that is 3 by 2 into r square plus z square whole raised to 3 by 2 minus 1, that is 1 by 2 into 2z, right? So that is should be equal to 0. That means, let me write this as, here we have 2, here 2, here we have 3z square, right? 3z square into r square plus z square whole raised to 1 by 2 is equal to, that is r square plus z square whole raised to 3 by 2, right? Alright, so this I can write as 3z square, right? 3z square is equal to r square plus z square 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, that is equal to 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, that is 2 by 2, that is r square plus z square, right? So 3z square minus z square is equal to r square, then r is equal to, then 2z square is equal to r square, then z is equal to r by root 2, right? So this will be the value. Alright. Alright. Now we have another question here. Consider 2 point charges q and lambda q located at a point x is equal to a and x is equal to mu a. Assuming the sum of the two charges is constant, what is the value of lambda for which the magnitude of the electrostatic force is maximum? So one charge at x is equal to a, right? So this is x-axis. At x is equal to a we have, and there is a charge, that is q, and x is equal to mu a. There is, we have another charge lambda q. Then what is this distance of separation? That is mu a minus a, that is mu minus 1 into a, right? What is the force then? Force is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, this charge q into lambda q divided by this mu minus 1 a whole square, mu minus 1 whole square into a square, right? That is equal to force between these two charges. That is maximum when also given that the sum of the two charges is a constant, that is q plus lambda q, that is some constant, right? That also given. So that means we can write this as constant, right? Now this will be maximum when dF by this charge is q, this q plus lambda q is a constant. Alright, so let me write from this this q is equal to some c minus lambda q, right? Q is equal to some c minus lambda q. So this means this force is maximum when dF by d lambda is equal to 0, right? Alright, so let me write this as q square divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 a square, right, into mu minus 1 whole square, right? So we can replace this value of q from also, here we have already given this Q is equal to this Q into 1 plus lambda is equal to C, and Q we can replace with C by 1 plus lambda, right? So here we have C square, and here we have 1 plus lambda the whole square. Alright. Now this df by d lambda is equal to 0. Now we can say that is the f maximum when this df by d lambda is equal to 0, right? So that means f maximum when this df by d lambda is equal to 0. That means d by d lambda of this constant part we can remove. So this will be possible only when this 1 by df by d lambda is equal to 0. That means this differential of this parameter that will be equal to 0. Now that is here it is, and here we have a lambda, right? So that is d by d lambda of this constant term we can out the differential of what should be equal to 0. So df by d lambda equal to 0 means that means we can say that is d by d lambda of this lambda by 1 plus lambda square, that should be equal to 0, right? Alright, this df by d lambda that implies 0 means we can say d by d lambda of lambda by 1 plus lambda whole square is equal to 0. That is 1 plus lambda whole square, that we can write here. So whole square 1 plus lambda whole square, right? So whole raised to 4 we have here. Then denominator into, that is 1 plus lambda whole square into, with respect to 1 this is 0, this is 1, and again numerator into derivative of denominator is 2 into 1 plus lambda, right? That will be equal to 0. This means that this 1 plus lambda, this 1 plus lambda whole square, here we can take 1 plus lambda out, then what is remaining in the numerator? 1 plus lambda minus 2 lambda. Alright, that should be equal to 0. Then 1 plus lambda is equal to 2 lambda, then lambda is equal to 1. So what will be the answer? So lambda value should be equal to 1. Alright. So another question is, a ring of radius 0.5 meter has a gap of 0.002 pi meter. If the ring carries a charge of plus 1.0 coulomb distributed uniformly along it, then the electric field at the center of the ring is, right? So we need to solve electric field at the center, but there is a small gap here. There is we have no this charge distribution, right? That gap width is given 0.002 pi meter. Alright. So here you can see, so if I am considering the full ring, right, what is the electric field at the center? Suppose here I have imagine I have the complete spring, then what will be the complete ring, then what will be the electric field at the center, right? So that means that will be 0, right? That means if I am considering a small elemental length, so electric field is in this direction, and symmetrically we have another part here, so that is due to electric field is in this direction, so it is below, right? And similarly if I am considering same in this direction, so then it is upward. So all the field, right? So if I am considering the field due to a full ring, right? So it is already we have studied the property of it is a cavity, right? So that means there is no charge distribution, so here electric field is 0. So if I am considering this part, right? So due to this part, what is the electric field? That should be equal to the electric field due to this part. Then only that will cancel each other, and the electric field that should be 0 at the center, right? So electric field due to this part should be equal to electric field due to the missed portions, right? So electric field due to, we need to find electric field due to this large part equal to electric field due to this small missed part, right? This small part, which is, that means that should be equal, then only EL minus ES, that will be equal to 0. That means electric field due to this entire portion and plus electric field due to the complete portion, right? This missed portion, that should be equal to 0. Then we have the complete ring, then electric field is 0. So we can equate the electric field due to this large portion, that is equal to the electric field due to the missed portion. The missed portion I am going to draw here, so that is this, right? So if I am considering a small elemental length here and at this edge, so here the field is coming like this in this direction, here the field is coming in this direction, right? So if this is my axis, if I am considering this as alpha and this as theta, right? And what should be the component of this field? If this is the electric field, component of this field is dE cos alpha, and we have the resultant of these two field, that will be in this direction, right? So this should be dE sin alpha, right? Similarly, due to this part we have again dE cos alpha here, and here we have dE sin alpha. All right. Now this dE sin alpha, sorry, this is dE cos alpha and this is dE sin alpha. This is our dE, right? And this is dE sin alpha again. So what is the net electric field at the center due to these missed portions? That is equal to integral of dE sin alpha. Integral of dE sin alpha, right? All right. Now we can calculate this integral dE sin alpha. That is the electric field due to missed portion, and that should be equal to the electric field due to the entire portion. All right. So here this dE is the electric field due to this small elemental length, right? So if I consider a small elemental length here, see, this is the small elemental length, so that is the dE. So that I can write as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 lambda dl by r square, right? And sin alpha. Now what is sin alpha? Now what is this dl? dl is the small angle subtended by this small elemental length dl. So the entire angle is this angle is alpha, so this angle due to this dl is d alpha, right? So dl I can write as dl in terms of this r, I can write as angle is equal to arc length by radius. So d alpha is equal to arc length, that is dl by r, right? So r d alpha, dl is equal to r d alpha. All right. So that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 lambda by r square sin alpha into r d alpha, right? This r square cancel. So what I can say, that is a lambda by 4 pi epsilon 0 r sin alpha d alpha on integration minus cos alpha, right? And minus cos alpha, what is the limit of this alpha changing? That is alpha to alpha plus theta, right? Alpha to alpha plus theta. All right. So what will be the net electric field? Electric field is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon 0 r, right? This minus I can take here out, that is cos alpha plus theta minus cos alpha, right? Now our aim is to solve. We have all values here, right? And a ring of radius. Now we need to solve theta and this lambda. This all we need to find out, right? Now our aim is to substitute these values. When you substitute these values here, so this is my final electric field. This I can write as electric field is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon 0 r cos alpha minus cos alpha plus theta, right? Now what is alpha? So from the figure, so I have raised that, so let me, so again I am drawing this missed portion. Okay, so this is the missed portion, this will be my angle alpha, this will be theta, this is again alpha, so 2 alpha plus theta is equal to 180, right? So what is theta? Theta is equal to 180 minus 2 alpha, alright? So 180 minus 2 alpha. Okay, now you are able to solve this theta. How? What is theta? Theta is equal to arc length by radius. The missed portion's arc length is, that is 0.002 pi divided by radius. Radius is given 0.5. This radius is 0.5. So 0.5. Now we have solved this theta, and then you will get alpha also. And lambda also we can find out. What is lambda? Radius, this r is given. Now we need only this lambda. What is lambda? Lambda is equal to the charge. This ring carries a charge 0.1 coulomb, right? That is 1.0 coulomb. So charge per length. What is length? Length is equal to, total length is 2 pi r. Radius is given, right? 2 pi r minus, and the missed portion is 0.002 pi, right? R we have already given here, that is 0.5. So we can calculate lambda also. So we have lambda value, theta value, alpha value, and theta value, right? So when you substitute all these values in this equation, you will get the answer is 7.2 into 10 raised to 7 Newton per coulomb, right? So this is the method of doing this problem. All right. Now let us go to another question. An electric charge distribution produces an electric field E is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus alpha r divided by r cube, where delta and alpha are constant. So delta is not in this expression. The net charge within the sphere of radius alpha raised to minus 1 centered at the origin is. So here we already know this charge enclosed. We need to find the total charge, right? So by Gauss's law we know Q by epsilon 0. Q enclosed by epsilon 0 is equal to surface integral E dot dA, right? That is Q enclosed is equal to epsilon 0 times integral E dot dA. That is Q enclosed is equal to. Now let us substitute the values. What is E value? E is equal to integral. So it is surface integral. So that is double integral. E value is 1 minus e raised to minus alpha r into, this is r vector, right? R vector is we can write as r cap, right? So r cap is equal to a vector divided by its modulus r. So r vector is r cap, right? So I can write this as r cap. So when I am replacing this r with r cap, this r and r cube will cancel. So r cap by r square. So we can write this as r cap by r square, and dA using spherical polar coordinate, because net charge within a sphere. So spherical polar coordinate we can write as r square sin theta d theta d phi, and this area is along the radial direction, right? So this r cap dot r cap is 1, this r square and r square will cancel. Now what is the limit of theta and phi, right? That is 0 to pi and 0 to 2 pi, right? So Q enclosed is equal to epsilon 0 times, so let me take this 1 minus e raised to minus alpha r out, and this on integration we have sin theta d theta d phi on integration we have 4 pi, right? We have already done this. Sin theta on integration minus cos theta 0 to pi, the answer is 2, and d phi on integration we have phi 0 to 2 pi, limit that is 2 pi. So 2 pi into the 2, that is 4 pi. So Q enclosed is equal to, so we need to find that R is equal to 1 by alpha. Radius should be 1 by alpha, alpha raised to minus 1. So when I am substituting this value 1 by alpha, this is equal to epsilon 0, right? Epsilon 0 into, when I am giving 1 by alpha, epsilon 0, 1 minus E, right? 1 by alpha, alpha, alpha cancel. So 1 by, so e raised to minus 1, right? So 1 minus e raised to minus 1 into 4 pi. So 4 pi epsilon 0, 1 minus e raised to minus 1. So A is the option, right? Alright. So another question is, a charge density as a function of radial distance r is given by rho of r is equal to rho 0 capital R square minus small r square by capital R square for r less than r and 0 otherwise. So density is defined, right? For r less than r is this and 0 otherwise, right? The electric flux over a surface of an ellipsoid with axis 3r, 4r, 5r centered at the origin is, right? So here we can apply Gauss's law, that is Q enclosed is equal to Q by epsilon 0 into flux, right? That means flux is equal to Q enclosed by epsilon 0, right? So we can keep this epsilon 0, 1 by epsilon 0 here. What is Q enclosed? Q enclosed is equal to rho d tau, right? And this rho is given here, right? This is rho 0. So 1 by epsilon 0 into integral, what is rho? That is rho 0 into r square minus r square divided by r square, right? And d tau, what is d tau? D tau is r square sin theta dr d theta d phi, right? So we are the spherical polar coordinates, right? That is 1 by epsilon 0. So we can write this as rho 0 by epsilon 0, we can take out, right? So rho 0 divided by epsilon 0 into, so let me integrate this, right? So we can write this as, now sin theta d theta d phi on integration, we have 4 pi, right? That we have already discussed. Sin theta d theta on integration minus cos theta, and its limit is 0 to pi. So let me show you the limit first, right? So the limit is integral 0 to capital R, right? Capital R, r square into r square minus r square divided by r square dr, right? So this r is r square is constant, so we can write this r square here, all right? And here integral 0 to pi sin theta d theta and integral 0 to 2 pi d phi, all right? Now let me substitute the limit and then integrate, right? Integrate and substitute the limit. So we have rho 0 epsilon 0 r square here, and here if I give the limit here, this is r square, right? So what is the limit? So r raised to 5, right? R raised to 5 divided by 5, capital R raised to 5. So we can keep this r square here, and this r square dr on integration r cube by 3, right? When I am giving the limit 0 to r, then capital R cube by 3, all right? Minus, here we have this r square into r square r raised to 4, which is on integration r raised to 5 divided by 5, right? R raised to 5 divided by 5, and limit is 0 to r, so replace with capital R, and here it is 2 and here it is 2 pi. This will be the answer, right? So rho 0 by epsilon 0 r square, and here this is 2 by 15, right? So 2 by 5 minus 3, that is 2 by 15 r raised to 5 into 4 pi, right? 4 pi. So we have the answer. This r square and r raised to 5 will cancel. So 8 by 15, right? 8 by 15 epsilon 0 pi rho 0 r cube. So which one will be the option? Option is C, right? C is the correct option. Alright. Now we have another question here. The question is, for an electric field E, k root x x cap, where k is a non-zero constant, total charge enclosed by the cube as shown below, right? So here you have this electric field is a function of x, right? K root x x cap, right? So what is the flux at this region? So at this region, this electric field is that is equal to we can find out that is E is equal to k root L, right? Root L x cap. It is along the x cap, so k root L. All right. Now, so if you consider this phase, right? So it is L, again this is L, so 2L. So what is electric field in this phase, right? So that is equal to electric field is equal to k into root 2L, right? This L I can replace with 2L because this phase, this distance is 2L, right? Root 2L x cap. All right. All right. Now we can find out the net charge enclosed, right? So net charge enclosed is, see, this phase is, so I am considering the electric flux through this phase, right? So that is E into E dot A, right? So that is, this area is along the x cap direction. So E dot E x cap dot A, flux is equal to E dot A, right? And what is this area? This area, this is E dot A, and E we already know what is E at this phase. That is equal to, at distance 2L, right? This is the electric field. At E is equal to L, this is the electric field. So E dot A means that is k root 2L x cap dot, what is A? That is L into L, L square. That is L square x cap. So x cap dot x cap, that is equal to 1. So what is remaining? K into root 2. This is L, right? 1 by 2 plus 2. That is 1 by 2 plus 2 is, that is 5 by 2, right? So root 2 into L raised to 5 by 2. All right. So this will be the flux. All right. And now the electric flux at this region, right? If I consider this phase, right? What is the flux? Here area is projected in the opposite direction, right? So again flux is equal to, this is the flux leaving, this is the flux entering, right? So flux entering is equal to E dot A, that is k root L into x cap dot A. What is the area in this phase? That is again L square, but it is in the minus x cap direction, right? So minus x cap. So what will be the flux? That is flux is equal to, again that is k root, right? K root L raised to 5 by 2, right? L raised to 5 by 2 x cap, right? X cap, right? That is x cap dot x cap, that is equal to 1. All right. So this is my flux. So k L raised to 5 by 2. So this is the flux entering and this is the flux leaving. Suppose we have a charge here. Now the theory is, if total flux is flux entering plus flux leaving, right? Total flux is equal to flux entering plus flux leaving. That is k root 2. Here we have a negative sign, right? So due to this negative sign, minus x cap, we have a negative sign. That is k root 2 L raised to 5 by 2 minus k L raised to 5 by 2. So we can write this as k L raised to 5 by 2 into root 2 minus 1. So what is flux? Flux is equal to q enclosed by epsilon 0. Q enclosed by epsilon 0. So what is q enclosed? Epsilon 0 k L raised to 5 by 2 into root 2 minus 1. So this will be the answer. Alright. Alright. So this will be the answer. So which one is the option? Option is k epsilon 0 L raised to 5 by 2 root 2 minus 1. D is the option. Right. Right. Now let us go to another question. Two large non-conducting sheets, one with fixed uniform positive charge and another with fixed uniform negative charge, are placed at a distance 1 meter from each other. The magnitude of the surface charge densities sigma plus, that is given 6.8 microcoulomb per meter square for the positively charged sheet, and sigma minus, that is 4.3 microcoulomb per meter square for the negatively charged sheet. What is the electric field at the region between the sheet? Right. So this is a direct question. So we already know. Suppose you have a sheet. Here it is sigma plus and here it is sigma minus. Now in between the sheet, what is the direction of field? In between the sheet, the field is moving away for positive charge, and for sigma minus, the field is moving towards it. So when you are looking to the field of either sheet, that is in the same direction, right? So what is the net electric field? Net electric field is due to one sheet, that is sigma plus divided by 2 epsilon 0, and due to this sheet sigma minus divided by 2 epsilon 0. So the net sum is sigma plus by 2 epsilon 0 plus sigma minus divided by 2 epsilon 0. This is the net electric field, right? So due to one electric field, one sheet, we have sigma by 2 epsilon 0, right? So what is 1 by 2 epsilon 0 into sigma plus sigma minus? Alright. Alright. So when you give the value, this is 6.8 and this is 4.3. So what will be the value? That is nearly 11, right? 11 by 2 epsilon 0, right? So which one will be the option? And also you can substitute the value of epsilon 0 also, that is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. And the sigma plus is that given, sigma minus also given. When you substitute the values, you will get a option A, right? Alright. Now let us go to another question. An electric field in a region is given by E of xyz is equal to axi cap plus czj cap plus 6by k cap. For which values of ABC does this represent an electrostatic field? For electric field, we already know del cross E is equal to 0, right? So that is I cap, j cap, k cap, dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z, and this will be ax, cz, and c6by, right? So this should be equal to 0. So that means I cap into dou by dou y of 6by, that is 6b, minus c minus j cap into, that means 0 minus, right? This dou by dou y, this also 0, and plus k cap into dou by dou x of cz, this is again 0, right? And dou by dou y of ax, that is again 0, right? So minus j cap is 0, and dou by dou z ax, that also 0. Alright. So 6b is equal to c, right? So that is the condition which we get from this. Alright. Alright. So now this 6b is equal to c, then you can see this this is the option, right? Because C is the option, because 6b is equal to c. Which of the following satisfy this condition? So we got 6b is equal to c. That means this is 6, right? So the c is 6 times b. B is 1. So here you can see this b is 6 times of c, right? But here b is 6 times of c, right? So that is not correct. So this is the option, right? And here also b is greater, right? And c is smaller. And here also this b is equal to 6 times c, that is 12 times c, right? So this one will be the option. So that is a direct question. And another question is E1 is equal to xy I cap plus 2yz j cap plus 2xz k cap, and E2 is y square I cap plus 2xy plus z square j cap plus 2yz k cap. Then so to check the electric field is possible or not, we have to find the curl of electric field, right? We already know del cross E is equal to 0. So if del cross E is equal to 0, such electric fields are only possible. All right, so we can find out del cross E1 first. That is I cap j cap k cap dou by dou x dou by dou y dou by dou z. Here the components are xy, 2yz, and then 3xz, right? So when we expand this I cap into, so this will be 0, right? And with respect to z, this will be minus 2y. So with respect to y, this is 0 minus, and this will be dou by dou z, that means 2y, minus j cap into dou by dou x, this is 3z, minus this will be again 0 plus k cap into this is dou by dou x of 2yz, again 0 minus dou by dou y of xy, that is x. So this is not equal to 0, right? So this is not possible. E1 is not possible. Now let us check E2. E2 is again del cross E2, that is I cap j cap k cap dou by dou x dou by dou y dou by dou z, then y square, then 2xy plus z square plus 2yz, right? That is I cap into dou by dou y, that is 2z, right? 2z minus dou by dou z of, right, again 2z, right? 2z minus j cap into dou by dou x of 2yz, that is 0 minus dou by dou z of, that is again 0 plus k cap of dou by dou x of 2y and dou by dou y of y square, again 2y. So this is 0, right? So this electric field is possible. So E2 is possible, and only E2 is a possible electrostatic field, right? So D is the option correct, right? Now we have another question here. Consider two concentric spherical metal shells of radii R1 and R2. R2 greater than R1, right? So we have concentric metal spherical shells, right? R2 is greater than, this is R1 and this radius is R2. The outer shell has a charge Q. Outer shell has a charge Q, and inner shell is grounded. Inner shell is grounded, right? So what is the charge on the inner shell? That is the question. What is the charge on the inner shell? Suppose I am considering, so it has a charge Q. Suppose I am considering this shell as a charge Q dash, right? This shell as a charge Q dash, right? Now what is the charge on the inner shell? What is the, when this inner shell is grounded, we have only one information, that the potential is 0, right? Its potential is 0 because it is grounded. So what is the potential on the inner sphere? Potential is equal to, so it has a potential before grounding, it has a potential on its surface, that is, if its charge is Q dash, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q dash by its radius is R1, right? R1. So it has its surface potential, and the outermost shell that has a charge, so its surface potential also that will get all the inside point. So its surface, the inner surface, has the potential of outside shell also, right? So 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by its radius is R2, right? R2. So this potential is 0, right, by earthing. So this 0 is equal to we can take this 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q dash by R1 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by R2. That is q dash by R1, that is equal to minus q by R2. The remaining term we can take to this, and remaining term we can cancel each other. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. So what I can say about this q dash? Q dash is equal to minus R1 by R2, right, q. So which one is the option? A is the option. Alright. Alright. Now let us go to another question. A sphere of inner radius 1 centimeter and outer radius 2 centimeter, centered at the origin, as a volume charge density rho 0 is equal to k by 4 pi r, right, where k is a non-zero constant and r is a radial distance, right? A point charge of magnitude 10 raised to minus 3 coulomb is placed at the origin. For what value of k in units of coulomb per meter square, the electric field inside the shell is a constant, right? So let us go through the question. Here a sphere of inner radius, right, 1 centimeter, and it has a charge 10 raised to. At the center of this sphere we have a point charge, and centered at the origin it has a volume charge density k by 4 pi r, right? Alright. Now for what value of k in units of coulomb per meter square, the electric field inside the shell is a constant. Alright. So let us draw a figure corresponding to this. So suppose I am considering a sphere, right? So with inner radius and outer radius. So this radius is given as 1 centimeter, right? So this radius is given as 2 centimeter, right? Alright. Now at the center we have a charge 10 raised to minus 3 coulomb, right? Now we have to keep the electric field at this point is constant, right? At this point electric field is constant means what is the electric field at this point due to this system, right? So that I can write first. So that means electric field expression is E into, so I have to consider a Gaussian surface, right? So I have to consider a Gaussian surface through this point. So this is my inside electric field within this radius 1 centimeter and 2 centimeter, right? So that is E is into, so if I consider a small area here, so this is the field, and what is the area of this? That is 4 pi r square. I am considering this radius as r, right? So that is E into 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square equal to, right? So this electric field is we have two portions. One is due to this 10 raised to minus 3 coulomb. So that is 10 raised to minus 3, that is q by epsilon 0. By Gauss's law, what is this electric flux? Electric flux is equal to, so I am applying this formula, integral E dot ds is equal to q enclosed by epsilon 0, right? Q by epsilon 0. So that means q enclosed by epsilon 0 means 10 raised to minus 3 divided by epsilon 0 plus, so due to this volume charge distribution, so here up to this portion we have a volume charge distribution, right? Due to this shaded portion, if I am considering R, due to this shaded portion we have a volume charge distribution rho 0. So 1 by epsilon 0 into, what is the charge? If volume charge density is known, So q by epsilon 0. What is q? Q is equal to integral rho d tau. Integral rho d tau. Right? Right. Now, so that I can apply here. So let me erase this and then apply. So E into 4 pi r square. So epsilon 0 we can take out. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. This 4 pi r square. Now what is remaining? 10 raised to minus 3 plus, and what is this rho d tau? That is rho d tau is, rho is given in the question. That is integral. What is rho d tau? Rho is k by 4 pi r. Now what is this d tau? So spherical volume is 4 pi r square, right, dr, right? So this 4 pi, this r, right, kr dr. That is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 r square, 10 raised to minus 3. And now we have to apply the limit, right? So this is my point here, and this radius is, this volume charge density is varying from 1 centimeter to and r. So this is 1 to r, right? So this should be 1 to r. This dr is varying from 1 to r, right? So k into right? So this will be r square by 2. When I am doing this r dr, that is r square by 2. When I am giving limit 1 to r, so k by 2 into 1 minus r square. Alright? Alright. So k by 2 into 1 minus r. Upper limit is r. So r square minus 1. Right? Alright. So this is the electric field. Now to find k, we need to find k. What I have to do? So I just give a substitution. We need to keep the electric field constant, right? In such a condition, what is the k value, right? Suppose I am considering electric field at 1.5, electric field at a distance 1.5 centimeter equal to electric field at 2 centimeter. So our question is, for what value of k in units of coulomb per meter square, the electric field inside the shell is constant. Inside the shell is constant means at 1.5 and at 2 centimeter, the electric field is same. That means it is constant. At that condition, what will be the k value? Now we can substitute. You can substitute r is equal to 1.5 here, right? So you can substitute as, so 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, 1.5 the whole square, right? 1.5 the whole square. Okay, 1.5 the whole square. It is in centimeter, right? So you have to multiply with the 10 raised to minus 4, right? And also here we have 10 raised to minus 3 plus this k by 2, and here r square, that is 1.5 centimeter the whole square. Alright, 1.5 centimeter the whole square means that means here also we have 1 centimeter. So 10 raised to k by 2 into r square minus 1. That means 1.5 whole square into 10 raised to minus 4. And we have this, we have substituted upper limit here. So here we have only 10 raised to minus 4, right? This is 1 centimeter square, right? Here we have r square. You have given the limit 1 for r. Alright. So this is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 at 2, right? So 2 square, right? 2 square into 10 raised to minus 4 into 10 raised to minus 3 plus k by 2 into, right? K by 2 into 2 square into 10 raised to minus 4 minus 10 raised to minus 4. Alright. And now we solve this k value by simplifying. You will get the value as k is equal to 20, right? So this will be the answer, right? Now we have another question here. A solid insulating sphere of radius 1 centimeter has a charge 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb distributed uniformly over its volume, right? And it is surrounded by concentrically by a conducting thick spherical shell of inner radius 2 centimeter and outer radius 2.5 centimeter, is charged with minus 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. What is the electrostatic potential in volts on the surface of the sphere? So this is the situation. We have a insulating sphere, right? Radius 1 centimeter with the charge 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Now that is uniformly distributed over its volume, and it is surrounded concentrically by conducting thick spherical shell, right? And its inner radius and outer radius is given, right? And this sphere has a radius 1 centimeter. So this radius is 1 centimeter, right? This radius is 1 centimeter, and this radius is 2 centimeter, and this radius is 2.5 centimeter. That is given, right? And a charge minus 2 into 10 raised, it has a charge minus 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. That also given. Now by induction property we know, if you have a 10 raised to minus 7 here, so there is a minus 10 raised to minus 7 induced here. Due to that we have a plus 10 raised to minus 7 here. So minus 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb plus 10 raised to minus 7. So the outer charge become minus 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb, right? Alright, now we need to find what is the electrostatic potential in volts on the surface of the sphere, right? So that you can directly find, right? So due to this sphere, what is the potential? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r. What is q? 10 raised to minus 7 by r. R means from this point to this point, what is the distance? 2.5 centimeter. 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 2, right? Plus again due to this, right? Here we have a charge distribution, right? So what due to this, what is the electric potential at this point, right? That is the next potential. All right. So that is here the electric potential due to this outside charge, right? This outside charge, this sphere, this we are considering this sphere, right? We need to find the electric potential in volts on the surface of the sphere. This is shell. We need to find on the surface of this inner sphere, right? So this is the charge, and what is the distance though? What is the potential on the surface of this sphere? That also will be available for this, right? Because inside the point the potential is a constant that will be available for on the surface also. So that is 10 raised to here, so minus 10 raised to minus, right? So the potential at this point, that is equal to inside point also. So we can write minus 10 raised to minus 7 by 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 2. And here also, what is the surface, inner surface, what potential we have, that also we will available for on this surface also, right? That is minus 10 raised to minus 7 divided by this distance will be 2 into 10 raised to minus 2, right? And plus, and this sphere will get its own potential due to 10 raised to minus 7 charge. Its radius is 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter, so 10 raised to minus 7 divided by 1 into 10 raised to minus 2, right? So when you solve this, you will get 9000 volt, right? You may take this is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9. All right. Now we have another question here, right? So the question is, the electrostatic potential due to a charge distribution is given by V of r is equal to a e raised to minus lambda r by r, where a and lambda are constants. The total charge enclosed within a sphere of radius 1 by lambda with its origin at r is equal to 0 is given by, right? So here V of r is given, right? So we need to find the total charge enclosed, right? So what is the total charge enclosed? Total charge enclosed is q is equal to q by epsilon 0 is integral E dot ds, right? dA, right? So what is q? Q is equal to epsilon 0 integral E dot dA. Alright. Now what is electric field? Electric field is the negative gradient of potential, right? So electric field is equal to minus dou V by dou R. So minus A into, so we have to apply quotient rule here, right, to differentiate this. So let me write this as, so E is equal to minus dou V by dou R, that is equal to minus of, so denominator square, and we have a constant out here, right? So first function into denominator into derivative of denominator, that is minus lambda e raised to minus lambda r into numerator minus numerator into, right, e raised to minus lambda r into derivative of denominator, that is 1. Alright. So what will be the result? So you will have the result. So let me take this e raised to lambda r out. So e raised to lambda, this is minus minus plus, and this term will be plus all, right? E raised to minus lambda r into by r square we have, right? So 1 plus r lambda, right? So this will be the expression, that is electric field. So let me substitute this value here, right? So that is q by epsilon 0 into, not q by epsilon 0, we need q, right? That is q is equal to epsilon 0 integral, what is e? That is e raised to minus lambda r divided by r square into 1 plus r lambda into, and here dA. What is dA? So we have considered here potential due to a charge distribution is given by V of r. Total charge enclosed within the sphere. What is the area in spherical polar coordinate? R square sin theta d theta d phi, right? So let me erase this d phi. Alright, this r square cancel, and we already know the limit of this sin theta 1 integration minus cos theta, and when I am giving limit 0 to pi, its limit is 0 to pi. So let me write in the another step. Alright, so q is equal to epsilon 0 into, so we can take these parts are constant, 1 plus r lambda into, and sin theta integral 0 to pi sin theta d theta into integral 0 to pi 0 to 2 pi d phi. So that is equal to, this will be 2 and this will be for 2 pi. So total 4 pi epsilon 0 e raised to minus lambda r 1 plus r lambda. Now the sphere radius is given 1 by lambda. So 4 pi epsilon 0. So when I am giving 1 by lambda, lambda cancel. So this will be e raised to minus 1. Here 1 by lambda, that is 2, right? So 8 pi epsilon 0 divided by e, right? And we have a constant that we have missed here, a, right? This a, that a we can keep here. So the answer we have a 8 pi epsilon 0 a divided by e. So which one is the answer? A is the answer, right? Now we have another question here. A cube has a constant electric potential V on the surface. If there are no charges inside the cube, the potential at the center of the cube is. So potential, so if you consider a cube, there is no charge inside it. Its surface potential is given V. So what is the potential on the surface? That will be available at the inside also, right? That is we can consider this as a cavity. A cube has a cavity, so inside this potential is constant, so we will have already the surface potential V. So option is again A. All right. Now we have another question here. The electric fields outside are greater than R and inside are less than R for a solid sphere with a uniform volume charge density are given by. So electric field outside and inside for a volume charge distribution for a solid sphere. This equation we have already derived in the case of a solid sphere, right? Inside and outside. And for a shell, while electric field outside for a spherical shell, that also given. Inside for a spherical shell, that is 0, that already we know, right? Now we need to find the ratio of electrostatic energy for second case to that of the first case, right? So that is the question. So electrostatic energy in case of solid sphere and shell, for a spherical shell we have already derived, so you can take the ratio, right? All right. For a what is the electrostatic energy of the shell? The second case is shell, so W shell divided by W solid sphere. So here we have studied Q square divided by 8 pi epsilon 0 R, the energy due to a spherical shell, right? Here we have studied 3Q square divided by 20 pi epsilon 0 R, right? So this pi epsilon 0 R, pi epsilon Q square, Q square. So what is remaining? That is 1 by 8 into 20 by 3, right? So that is 5 by 6, right? 5 by 6. All right. So option is D. So this equation we have already derived. I am recommending to watch those videos, right? Potential energy due to a spherical shell and solid sphere. Or using electric field, you can using this given electric field also you can derive this energy, right? So because we already studied the equation epsilon 0 by 2 E square d tau. This is the energy. So you can use the electric field. So you have to sum up electric field, the energy inside and outside, right? And then find the total energy. All right. Now another question is, a conducting sphere of radius r has a charge capital Q on its surface. If the charge on the sphere is doubled and its radius is halved, the energy associated with the electric field will be. Again the same question, right? Conducting sphere means that is equal to shell, right? That also we have studied. For a conducting shell, for a conducting sphere, there is no electric field inside, right? So that means it is equivalent to a shell. So what is the shell for energy we have studied? That is Q square by 8 pi epsilon 0 R, right? Now what is I am going to do? If the charge of the sphere is doubled, so if I am doubling this, so here I have 4 times Q square divided by, and if I am make it half, then this half will be go to up, so 8 times, right? So the energy will increase by 8 times, right? So that also a direct question. Now a charge Q is placed at the center of an dielectric sphere of radius a and relative permittivity epsilon r, right? We denote the expression for electric field, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r for E of r. So electric field expression is given, right? That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r, right? And a charge Q is placed at the center, right, of a dielectric sphere. So if you have a dielectric sphere, center we have a charge, and which of the following statement is true, right? So that is the question. The electric field inside the sphere, that is given by 1 by epsilon r. So we already know this electric field if I am finding inside a point, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Here it is a dielectric sphere, so we have a dielectric constant epsilon r. So epsilon 0 epsilon r into q by, if the distance to this point is r, so q by r square. So this will be equal to, what is E of r? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square is E of r, that is given. So we can write this as E of r divided by epsilon r, right? So this is correct, right? So we need to find the false statement. The field outside the sphere is given by, that also correct. If I am considering the field outside, then the distance is outside. So we will get the, so we can write this as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square, right? Because we will consider the complete charge. Here also we will consider the complete charge because the charge is at the center and point is away from it, right? So this also true, right? So this expression outside is true. And the total charge inside the sphere of radius r greater than a is given by q, right? Total charge, that is the charge is always q, right? If I am considering a outside point, we will get the charge is located at the center, right? So we will consider the entire charge, right? Alright, that also true. Now the last term is, so the total charge inside the sphere of radius r less than a is given by q, right? So that also correct, right? So because we are located the charge at the center of the sphere, right? Dielectric sphere. So if you consider a point where this is the radius a, r less than a, so this center we will have there is a charge q. So the total charge inside the sphere of radius r less than a is given by q, right? Alright, that also correct, right? Alright, so that is correct. That also correct, right? If you consider an inside point, here charge is q. But this is incorrect. The third statement is incorrect. Why? If you consider an outside point, so we considered a dielectric material, right? So its inner side we will induce minus q and plus q. So when we consider the outside point, this will cancel out and outside, so we will get net charge q. So this question we will discuss again. I think all the options are correct, right? So you may try yourself and inform me tomorrow, right? Alright, as per my view, all the options are correct. So let me check any internal theory behind this. Alright, now we have another question here. A spherical shell of inner and outer radii a and b respectively is made of a dielectric material with Frozen polarization P of r is equal to k by r r cap, where k is a constant and r is the distance from the center. The electric field in the region a less than r less than b is, right? So we have a spherical shell, right? We have a spherical shell, right? So let me draw the spherical shell, and its inner radius is a and outer radius is b, right? So the polarization is given. Polarization P is equal to k by r r cap. Note that. So if the polarization is here in this surface, this r cap representing, that is minus r cap. Why? Because this surface normal vector is inward, and if polarization on the outer surface, then it will radially outward. This will be r cap, right? Okay. Now the electric field in the region A less than R less than B, right? So we need to find electric field, right? So to find electric field, as usual, we are considering this particular region, right? So in this region, what is the electric field? So we have the electric field due to this charge density, right? Due to this charge density, we have a field, and we have a polarization here, this dielectric material. So due to that, so we need to find the polarization first, right? So from this polarization theory, how to find electric field from it, right? So we need to find the total charge enclosed, right? What is the total charge enclosed? By polarization, we have a surface charge. There is a surface charge at the inner sphere, and at this point here we have a bound charge also. So by polarization theory, let us find out the surface charge density first. What is surface charge density? Sigma is equal to P dot n cap, right? P dot n cap, that is sigma is equal to, what is P? That is K by, and outside radius is A. In this radius is A, right? Here is the surface, right? So K by A, this R going to change A, and this R cap. So we already know this polarization. So this normal vector, this n cap is invert, right? So let me write this as K by A R cap. This n cap I am replacing with a minus R cap. So what is the value? Minus K by A. So sigma is minus K by A. What is volume charge density rho? That is minus del dot P, right? Minus del dot P, alright? So that is minus, so using spherical polar coordinate, 1 by R square, dou square by, right, dou by dou R of R square into K by R cap, right? K by R cap, right? So what will be the result? This so R cap component we have to write, right? That means K by R, right? So R and R square will cancel, and with this is K, so minus K by R square, alright? Minus K by R square. Now let us find out the total charge using this, right? So let me erase this, right? Let me erase this and then substitute. Okay. So what is the total charge? Total charge is equal to sigma A plus, and this volume charge density that is distributed from A to, so we have drawn the figure like this, right? So its inner radius is A and outer inner point, that is R. So this charge density is varying from A to R, right? A to R, and rho d tau, right? That is rho into rho is given, right? What is rho? Rho is minus K by R square minus K rho d tau. Now we can substitute Q is equal to, what is sigma? Sigma is equal to minus K by A. What is area? Area is equal to 4 pi A square, right? We are considering the inner surface area, right? There is surface charge is induced, minus 4 pi A square plus here A to R, and what is this rho? Rho is, we have already got, that is minus K by R square. So minus K by R square into, what is d tau? 4 pi R square dr, right? This R square cancel. So when we apply the limit, this A cancel, that is 4 pi K minus 4 pi Ka plus, here we have minus of 4 pi dr on integration R, giving limit R, A to R, what will be the limit? So what will be the answer? 4 pi K into upper limit, that is R minus A, right? Upper limit minus lower limit. So the answer will be, this part and this part will be cancelled out. Then final answer is 4 pi Kr, alright? 4 pi Kr, alright? Now when you substitute, so we need to find electric field. What is electric field? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q enclosed by R square. What is Q enclosed? Q enclosed is minus 4 pi kr divided by R square, right? So this 4 pi cancel, and this R square cancel. So what will be the final result? The final result will be minus k by epsilon 0 r, and it is radially outward. So k minus k by epsilon 0 r r cap. So which one will be the option? Option will be B, right? So B is the option. Now let us do the last question. Suppose YZ plane forms a boundary between, so I am considering YZ plane, right? So this is my Y and this is my Z. YZ plane forms a boundary between two linear dielectric media. So here medium 1 with epsilon 1, so its permittivity is 3, right? So here medium 1, that is 3, and here medium 2 epsilon 2, that is equal to 4. And if the electric field in the region 1 at the interface, right? So this is my region 1. So YZ plane, so this is Y axis, right? Okay, not this is my X axis, right? Now suppose here the electric field in the region 1 interface, that is given. Suppose at this interface, suppose you have an electric field is fold like this, right? So you can represent an electric field anywhere. So this is represented by 4x cap plus 3y cap plus 5z cap. Now what is the electric field at this region? E2. This is my E1. So what is this is my E1. So what will be the electric field at this region? So for this we already know the boundary condition. We have already studied E1 parallel is equal to E2 parallel, right? So parallel components are in the YZ plane. So these components are not going to change. Only going to change this perpendicular component 4x cap, right? This 4x cap, that how can I calculate? That is we have already studied D1 perpendicular is equal to the boundary condition of electric displacement D1 perpendicular is equal to D2 perpendicular, right? So this part only we are going to calculate. This part we can write as same, right? Because this parallel components that is not going to change, that is parallel to YZ plane. So 3y cap plus 5z cap. So to find out this we can use D1 perpendicular, D2 perpendicular, right? What is D1 perpendicular? That is epsilon 1 E1 perpendicular, that is equal to epsilon 2 E2 perpendicular. Now that is E2 perpendicular we need to find. That is epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 2 into E1 perpendicular. What is epsilon 1? That is 3. What is epsilon 2? That is 4. And what is E1 perpendicular? E1 perpendicular is this 4x cap. This is the perpendicular component of electric field. That is 4x cap, right? So 4 cancel. So what will be E2 perpendicular? 3x cap. So in the second medium, this instead of this 4x cap, E2 perpendicular is 3x cap. So we are replacing this equation as E2 is equal to this 4x cap replaced with 3x cap. The remaining components are same, 3y cap plus 5z cap, right? So this will be the electric field in the second region, right? So which one will be the option? 3x cap plus 3y cap plus 5z cap. This will be the answer. Alright? Alright. So this all about the previous just questions, and in the next section we will discuss about the previous net questions, right? Okay, thank you.
Seed Physics Clinic is a unique career endeavor, provides organized coaching for UGC CSIR NET and IIT JAM. We provides live interactive classes, online exam series, and organized study materials. For more details, contact 9388877666.